Hey, welcome to SAB Chronicles, aka the COVID Chronicles. We're going to dive deep into the teachings of a few of our CEO Action Pod groups spanning from 2020 all the way to 2024. This series takes us through the fire of COVID to post COVID, and now who really gives a care about COVID? If you listen to this series, you're going to gain inside knowledge of strategies of the past and strategies of the future. Hold on to your seats as you're about to get a PhD in business. Buckle up and let's get rolling. Hey, are you looking to scale your business from five figures to six figures or six figures to seven figures? If you are, I have the perfect thing for you. What I want you to do today is I want you to go download a book. This book is going to take you through my 3-pillar system. It's 100% free. All you have to do is go to growfast.cash. I say again, go to growfast.cash and you're going to be able to download my free international best-selling book, which is called Be Good, Be Brief, Be Gone. You can take that book. It's going to help you scale your business to the next level. Again, go download it. Be good, be brief, be gone. Growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash. Enjoy.
You want to tell the group what you did with Extreme Lead and My Services? Another brilliant venture that you brought up where you were telling Mike, if you're servicing the network marketing and direct marketing space, most of those people don't have any idea how to close.
Yeah.
You're getting them all those leads. So Jason's like, well, if you're getting them all those leads and they don't know how to close, it's absolutely useless to them. So why don't you offer up Ivan's closing services with that so that now it's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah. So Mike
Smart.
over at ELP now, his offer includes closing the sales for them too.
Nice.
Yeah. So a whole front to end system of, lead generation, appointment set, a booked call, all the way to the sales team. And then they'll close all of those sales for you too.
How much? I want that. How much?
Huh?
Give me that.
Need to say how much.
What are his prices? I don't even remember. It ain't cheap.
I believe without the sales piece, I think it's 3 and 4K. 4K.
Yeah.
For the two packages that he's offering.
For what? Per appointment?
So what he offers up is it's 2,000 leads. It's an entire package to make sure that not only do they have the leads, but they know what to do with them. And of course, I've run into the same problem as well because I've serviced the network marketing space. Very few network marketers know how to close. Very few. So it's a huge need right now.
Yeah, it's a really neat offer that we put together, and we also implemented the 6 weeks of the 6-week course. Basically, we implemented that into the offer for the business acumen side of it. So he has a separate thing he is offering with that. So for the price tag, it's like in sales, right? What do we want to do in sales? Make an irresistible offer, right? That's what we do in sales. Anytime you can go out in the marketplace and make the most irresistible, ridiculous offer, you'll always have your naysayers and your people, oh, it's too good to be true, right? But that's a small portion of the market, right? And the rest of the market goes, holy shit, I'm going to try that. Right? So then they try that. And if it works for them, you have a lifelong customer. But just take Will. Will's only reason Will's ever lost a customer is because they went out of business in the last 10 years. Never lost a customer once. Why? That's an attribute of the quality of service, right? It just works. And when shit works, you don't got to hide behind some funky curtain, right?
I put a big bass hook of guilt in their mouth. If they leave me, they're damaging their charity. And so
right.
If there's ever a problem, they call me and say, hey, what can we do to fix this? And then we fix it. That's it.
Right. Yeah, sure. It's a new module, or it's a new video in the training. It's called Pour on the Guilt. Something like that. But that's true, right? I mean, it's sometimes people just don't even realize what's the best thing for them sometimes. But you know,
I'll remember that, Will.
Or Regina speaks.
I had to learn that lesson from you, Will.
Oh, that's funny. Too funny. All right. Well, hey, I think there's a couple of synergy points that just came out of a few of these conversations that I think some of you definitely need to get together on and run those out and see what can be done with some of those. Here's a fantastic bit of news of a great JV deal that's happening in this group right now. Matt over at 212 is going to do a ton of email marketing stuff for Will over there at Sharing the Credit, and they've worked out a wonderful deal to make it happen to where everybody wins. So with nobody having to push money across the board, right? Until things really resolve out. So, you know, those are the kind of things that you have to think about, is how you can forge some of these relationships in this group to make stuff happen like that, you know? And everybody in here can do it, because at the end of the day, it's going to grow both companies no matter what. You know, this isn't always about, okay, I give you $1, you do something for me. It's like, you know, well, let me handle this for you. I call it horse trading. I love horse trading. Horse trading is one of my favorite things to do. I almost had my entire house remodeled by horse trading. With the general contractor that I took him on as a client. He was one of the clients. He exited for 10 million, and damn near horse traded the whole thing for my services. And if you can do that, everybody wins. You get to win, as long as you're fulfilling inside a house, obviously. And if you're whatever you do is outsourced and you have to pay a lot of people to do it, then it doesn't work. But when it's your service inside, you know, and you all can work out deals to make things really work. You're growing each other, and that's a beautiful thing for sure. So, you know, I think there's several little synergy points here just off of the conversations we've just had so far. So, and then send them all to Ivan and he'll close them for you. So anyway, all right, anybody else? Let's get into, was there anything else before we hop into the challenge piece? Cool. All right. Will, challenges. Let's start with you.
My big challenge right now is getting clients to jump in and give me some social proof. I'm asking them to do, you know, something a little different. But I've heard 20 times in the last 2 weeks, and I hear it 20 times basically every week and a half. COVID actually is really good for my business. But these groups come on and they're excited. They're like, it's almost too good to be true. And they want to do a little, they do a little vetting. They do a little this. I want to get them off the fence faster. So I'm trying to gather all the social proof I can. We're reaching out to them and say, here's a little very simplified little link. Give me a 30-second clip. Tell you why you love sharing the credit and how we saved you this money and how you're giving to your nonprofit. Getting that has been pulling teeth. Now I deal with a lot of charities and they're kind of on fire, and you're handing them a bucket of water and they're like, I can't hold that right now because I'm on fire. So I don't know if it's the chicken or the egg, but I'm trying to get them off the fence, move forward to develop as much social proof as possible to hand that out, because we've got 3 times the number of nonprofits now coming in, wanting to take us into their clients on a daily basis. We just have to say, we've got to give them that online gobs and gobs and gobs of testimonials and proof. And it's the wincing toothache right now.
Did you get my testimonial?
Yes. Yes.
Is it okay?
I believe so. I hand that off to my specialist, and they complain. That specialist. His name is Greg, so.
Well, Greg didn't complain. Then we're okay.
Yeah, definite maybe. Hardcore, definite maybe.
You didn't listen to it?
No. When it finally came through, because you're like, oh, it's on Skype. I'm like, it is not on Skype. It's not.
I had to put it on a link. Yeah.
Right. But yeah, if I could just have 200 or 300 more of those, we've got these charities and they are hemorrhaging. There's some dirty pool going on in the industry, and we keep getting habitats and humane societies and Goodwills that are coming in overspending $1,000-$2,000 a month in fees that they don't have to be spending, and it is insane. So it's
well, in a couple of weeks, you can say, hey, 30 seconds of your time, you get a free book.
There you go.
Well, one thing I was thinking about was saying, you're signing up, you're doing this, you record a real quick 30-second video testimonial of why you love sharing the credit and why you think Will is so good looking, and the basics, and then we'll put you on a page of the section so that when businesses are coming in that don't have, for example, like a charity, they'll find you. But getting them off that fence, getting them to turn it around is
what kind of objections are you running into, Will? Just I don't have the time, or hey, I'll do it, and then they just don't, or?
All right. Are you looking at your screen right now?
Yes, sir.
Good. This is the objection. You see that? This is it. Just in case, one more time. No, it's that's the class. I'm glad Terry's getting the joke. He's like, I have dealt with this sucker. I know exactly who you're talking about. People are busy, and even the people that are saying, no, I'm going to do it, and they're not lying. But you know what they're going to do? They're going to forget about it in 3, 2, 1.
Right. It's not a priority.
Right.
So the question is, how can we lower the barrier to getting that to you?
Right.
You know, whether it's, hey, here's kind of maybe a base script to kind of go off of. Here's what most people say. Hey, while I've got you here on the phone, I'm hitting you in the email with this link. Go ahead, click on that link right now and give me a quick 30-second spiel. I mean, this is to be off the cuff. This is to be real. This is to be candid. This doesn't need to be scripted. You know, your background, your hairdo, your shirt preference is not going to make a difference here. This is supposed to be a real candid off the cuff thing. Hey, that email should be in or that link should be in your email right now. Go ahead and click on that for me, and I'll call you back in 45 seconds.
As long as they're not wearing a mask. Will.
I had nothing to do with that. That is more for what we're saying.
Looking to grow your business beyond 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figures plus? What I want you to do is go download this book. The title is called Be Good, Be Brief, Be Gone. It will help you grow your business past 5, 6, and 7 figure. Go download the book today. Growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash, and download the book for absolutely free.
That was the cake topper when I seen that one. Somebody with a mask on doing a testimonial on video.
And a blanket.
And a blanket wrapped around them.
With their hair looking like they just climbed out of meth house.
Oh my gosh.
Well, like those people that are driving around in their cars by themselves wearing a mask.
Yeah, right. Anyway.
I've never known we had so many ninjas and surgeons in the world.
Yeah, right.
I mean, they're all over. And some ninja surgeons, but it's amazing.
Well, I'm not the guy to speak on this necessarily because I'm horrible at it too. But I think, you've had pretty good luck with getting testimonial stuff, haven't you, Terry, over the years, collection-wise?
Yeah, I dropped a link in the chat that you can check out that can help make it a little bit easier for folks. I haven't personally used it, but I know people that have and said it has helped. For me, I guess I've just been fortunate, and people have been nice enough to do it when I've asked. So no secret, sauce to it. I just ask. I do give them a framework, of the script. So just talking points really to try to make it easy so I don't have to think about exactly what to say. So I'll just try to make it as less stressful as possible when I give them the request and they just do it.
Right, because you're using software, right? You're using Video Appeal, right? Well, so all they do is click on it and that starts the video for them and off they go. They can do it right on their phone. Yeah, I don't know. I guess just if anybody has any
incentivize them.
On
you can
you
incentivize
can always
them.
incentivize them, I guess. Hey, we'll give you a $30 gift card.
Yep.
We'll give you a $30 gift card to some place you can't go eat.
Yeah, you start getting more of them. So it depends on how bad you want them. If you want them that badly, get people.
Yeah, right. So what we did do, here's what we did do. We took all the data, right? So it's how much they were paying, how much they're paying now, and how much they saved. So CEO's name, the business name, where they're located, and then all the data, and then their logo. So that's the direction we went with it. And right now, since we don't have a ton of video stuff, well, that's not even true. I mean, there's quite a few, but there's a lot of them, video ones. It's just sometimes they don't quite meet a standard of a certain individual. That's all. and anyway, so that's one. What's your second?
The second is actually with businesses. I can actually even move forward a little bit more quickly right now. Some of my nonprofits, which we have a series of, we're talking to a lot of groups like Habitat for Humanity, Humane Society, Goodwill, which are both, they're nonprofit and a retail or card swiping environment. You know, like Habitat for Humanity has Restore. Humane Society has their front counter where you can buy shots or swipe for adoption fees or what have you. 7 out of 10 of these guys are overpaying, and 4 or 5 out of 10 are paying through the nose. And getting them right now to finish their dadgum paperwork is like getting them to sign away their children. They want to, they know, they believe in it. Not signing away their children, but but getting them to finish. It may be again the sign of the times. They're so jumping around, so kind of crazy. You know, many of them are half staffed, half capacity. Still working from home, but I'm like, you were hemorrhaging cash. I put up a thing, you know, up here for one group. They've got their paperwork. We had to show them you're overpaying, you know, $1,000 a month. That is not true. They're overpaying in excess of $2,000 a month. They had another location that was also hemorrhaging cash at the exact same rate. And we had to say, you are bleeding out of both ends. Finish your dadgum paperwork. Let's put a tourniquet on, you know, both sorts of for outgoing. So that's
I don't know. I don't know if reaching out this way is something that would honestly help or possibly even hinder the process. But for a company like that, okay, so you're flushing $2,000 a month down the drain, literally flushing $2,000 a month down the drain. If there was some kind of, you know, auto email that went out every Monday morning or Friday afternoon that said, hey, you flushed $500 down the drain this week. What
right.
could you have done with that? Turn in your paperwork this weekend so you don't do it again next week.
That's right.
I mean, you know, breaking it down into real terms, because, you know, the overall, you know, 30,000 foot view, yeah, I can be saving money. Yeah, I should make this switch. But if it's broken down a little more incrementally and to a real life, real day situation of, well, I mean, it's a work day here. You know, you flushed down, you took $100 bill today and flushed it down the drain. Right. You're going to get an email tomorrow. Hey, you didn't turn in your paperwork, which means you flushed another $100 bill down the drain.
Right. And for the second time this week, we've gotten 2 more different groups that are overpaying $10,000 a year, and these are nonprofits that are hemorrhaging out $10,000 each. And they need, if a for-profit needs every dollar, a nonprofit needs every dime, every penny. And I mean, that is vaccines, that's staff, that's insurance, that's the electric bill, that is whatever. 2 different groups, an extra $10,000 each. And I would think that would be a cat on a hot tin dadgum roof jumping off of that and into your waiting arms. Getting them to finish right now, I think they're drinking from the crazy pool. They want to do it. They're moving forward. Yeah. 5 minutes off the phone, halt. Get them back on. Let's go. 5 minutes on, halt. It's nutty.
What are some hot buttons, Ivan, from a sales perspective that could be you know, that Will could, like, in these conversations he's having with these charities, to push some of this stuff across the line. What are your thoughts?
It absolutely just blows my mind that he's already told them how much they're hemorrhaging, and they're still not doing anything about it. One of the biggest things that I think you could use right now would be how many businesses are literally going out of business because they're not being proactive. They're being reactive.
Right.
That might actually help, because when you start seeing businesses like whatever the one I told you guys earlier, I mean, that's a business that's been around 197 years and they're gone.
Right. Right.
They you know, that will add up over time, and if they're not careful, that money that could have literally been going back in either to continue to grow the business or to have better cash flow.
All right. We just talked about it. Rapid recovery of revenue.
Yeah.
We literally just had that conversation.
No, like I said, when I'm talking to them, I brag that I saved $1 million a month car dealership for this one group, 23 grand. But for a little group that's making $17,500 a month, to be overpaying $10K a year.
That's phenomenal.
In comparison, that is $600,000. Finish your paperwork.
Do they have deadlines on the paperwork?
No.
That may also trigger something. Hey, look, if it's not in by such and such time, you lose out on that. The fear of loss. I mean, on the sales side, the fear of loss has always been a huge tool for us. Always has been and always will be. People hate fearing that they're going to lose something.
Right. I know psychologically you'll do more to avoid pain than you will be to gain, pleasure. But I'm reticent to say you'll lose that. Now, an approach that might have the sting but would not make me the bad guy, right? Because that's the whole point. I've got to be the good guy. Is got to be. Now I know these numbers with. Through our processor with MasterCard Visa are going to be good for X, right? So that we don't have to go back in and renegotiate and postpone, right? Kind of like if you're about to get a mortgage on your house, if you come back in 6 months, that might not be the mortgage rate. I don't. It's a little nuts when you show somebody thousands of dollars, and that's the point, and that's a huge point. I mean, it's just you make a change, and you've just saved yourself. You make another $10,000 this year. Finish your paperwork.
But I will tell you that. Almost every offer that exists out there has an end date. Almost every offer that anyone makes has an end date.
Even if it's a fake one.
Yeah, I mean, but without that, there's no sense of urgency.
Ivan, I know you've got a little team. You might have to, so that I don't have to. I'm the good guy.
We'll be the bad guys.
We will. I might have to have Ivan and the team come in with the ball peen hammer and say, now which one of your toes do you not want? But I mean, just get them off the dadgum fence.
Well, we're gonna and instead of being the bad guy, what we're gonna do is we're gonna literally use questions to get these people to understand something. Help me understand what is keeping you from saving $1,000 a month? Well, I'm so very busy. Okay, you're so busy that you're willing to let $1,000 a month go. Is that what I'm hearing?
Or $2,000.
Yeah.
Monfrere,
Yep. Yeah.
Jason.
Yeah. yeah.
Remember my Goodwill guy, and he's sitting on both thumbs twiddling them
Yeah. Right. Is that the 2K guy?
because we were saving them $1K a month? No. He had another statement that he didn't give us. $2K a month.
For another store. That's amazing. I gotta tell you, if I could save $2,000 a month, I don't give a shit how much work it is to make that happen. Doesn't even matter. If it took me 12 hours to reconfigure everything in my business to fit that, to save $2,000 a month. Are you fucking kidding me? Excuse me.
1,000.
Well, I mean, break down the math and the time. You know,
Yeah,
it's
right.
hey, how long is it going to take? I take that back. How long is it going to take one of your staff, one of your assistants,
Correct.
one of your whoever? How much time is it going to take them in order to fill out what they need to fill out, put together what they need to put together, and get it to you? How long is that going to take them?
Right.
A day?
An
hour
or two, maybe.
So and you're paying them how much?
And it's a software update on their end.
Right.
You need an assistant, staff that could help.
There you go. I've got somebody that can do it for you.
Yeah.
It's going to cost you a lot less. It's going to cost you less than $2,000 a month.
I have an assistant that could help you fill the paperwork out.
Or how much have you been redlined this year alone? You know,
Right.
you know that if we put $24K back into you, that might make a difference. What employee would that save? What benefit would that save? You know,
I'm not sure if that's.
I mean,
just
could you do
pure-
that?
Just pure laziness. I'm not. That's
Could
what
you
I
get
think.
information over the phone? Like if you had someone call them and said, you know, like we're going to go through this, and you ask them the questions, and they fill it out right on the spot. Is that possible?
yeah. Well, depending on the setup, we are convoluted because there are 400 roads that you can take to get to Rome, but most of these guys have a point of sale system or a system that we can change the information on in the background, or we have a quick and simple workaround. But you know, we can collect a couple of basic pieces of data and then get them off the horn and then get them moving towards it, because it's insane. We just had another habitat come back in, and let me tell you something. Every one of these habitats are telling me, you know, our biggest problem right now is land in our area is so expensive that it is so important for us to get all the money we can. And we've been relegated to, instead of getting property and building a house on it, to taking houses and bringing them back to life and refurbishing. You know, the kind of house that when you're inside and it rains, you're still getting rained on. And and I'm like, well, you've got, you know, you've got 10 or 12K going out. Why don't we fix that? Let's go ahead and knock that out. So.
Yeah. Well, that's a tough one. It really is, because at the end of the day, you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make him take a drink, right? So.
No, but Vinny can hold his head under the water until bubbles quit coming.
That's true. Well, Ivan can do that. So that's called waterboarding. We got a waterboard Goodwills.
We can onboard you.
Yeah, right.
Do you have any idea how much longer we're going to be?
No.
Is there time? Can I go walk my dog because he's asking to go out?
Well, why don't you go next, Nancy?
Why don't I go when I come back?
Okay, yeah, come on back.
Hey, we all want to scale our business. Hey, I have the answer for you today to help you do that. If you're looking to scale from 5, 6, even 7 figures and beyond, book called Be Good, Be Brief, Be Gone. I'm going to give it to you for free. All you have to do is type in growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash, and you can download the book for absolutely free. I hope the book helps you this year. Take your business to the next level. Again, go grab the book, growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash. I wish you the best and grow, scale, and win. Thank you for tuning in to the SAB Chronicles, otherwise known as the COVID Chronicles. Hey, we hope you took a lot of great little golden nuggets from this episode. Follow us on social media. Follow us everywhere you can follow us for updates on all of our different series of podcasts, to include this one right here. We hope to see you back as soon as possible. And remember, always, you should always want to grow, scale, and win. We'll see you on the next episode.
There it is. Magnum. Holy moly.
Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for!
Dear God, it's beautiful.